Imagine a dark, stormy battlefield. Wounded soldiers are crying out for help, and then a woman comes on the scene of the battle, bringing aid and light and hope to a dark situation. Courage, selflessness, perseverance, and sacrifice are qualities of heroism. True heroes are often the everyday type of people who have a dream to help others. One step, one day at a time, are able to perform and do great things. There are many different people that are heroes, past and present. What are some of the lessons that you and I can learn from these great people, men and women that accomplished incredible things? How can we live in such a way that inspires others to live right? My name is Elizabeth Mitten. I am a student in Adam Paulson's speech class. I will be sharing from the Red Cross website and articles written by Peter, Kiera, and Gail. I want to give a tribute to a woman who has inspired my life. Clarissa Howell Barton, who was born December 25th, 1821. She had a special childhood. Many of her teachers were her siblings that taught her. When she was 11 years old, her older brother, David, had a horrible fall. The doctors thought he would die. For 2 years, Clara nursed her brother back to health. When Clara became an adult, at 18, she decided to teach. Though short of stature, she had a great heart and desire to serve, and even though she was scared, she was able to make those children learn. And it did help that she had a very good baseball swing as well. Clara went on to get some formal training. At 21, she was able to open one of the first public schools in the United States. It was so popular and prestigious, the school board decided she would need to resign and that a man would run it instead. Nothing daunted, Clara moved on to her next profession. She became a clerk and copyist for the U.S. Patent Office in Washington, D.C. She was one of the first women to be hired by the United States government. For 3 years, Clara held this job. James Buchanan became president, our 15th president, and Clara had to leave that position. But Clara's work was not done. I want to move on and talk about Clara's life when she decided to start the Red Cross and how she became the angel of the battlefield. In 1861, war broke out, the Civil War. Clara watched as men came back from the battlefield wounded and lacking care. She and many women gathered together and got supplies. One day, a surgeon on the battlefield needed help. He said when Clara showed up, it was like an angel from heaven. Clara went to some of the most dangerous battlefields and was able to bring aid to many soldiers on the battlefield. When the Civil War was over, Clara's job was far from done. She had many people asking and writing her letters. Clara, do you know where this or that soldier is? So Clara decided she would start something called the Office of Correspondence with the Friends of the Missing Men of the United States Army. Simply said, Clara got people together and they decided to start looking for where these lost soldiers were at. Dorrance Atwater wrote Clara one day, wanting to know if Clara would help him mark the grave sites of many soldiers from Andersonville prison camp. So in 1865, after a lot of hard work, Clara, Dorrance, 40 other individuals marked 12,461 grave sites. They ran out of money for supplying and looking for where soldiers would go. And so Clara, at 44 years age, traveled the United States. She gave over 200 lectures and raised enough money to continue the search for the missing soldiers. Between the years of 1865 and 1868, assistants in Barton were able to write over 63,000 letters and help pinpoint the fate of 22,000 soldiers. Wow. After a grueling schedule, Clara's body was sick. She had to go to Europe to settle and recuperate. While there, she was in Geneva, Switzerland, and was introduced to the Red Cross. The Franco-Prussian War was going on, and Clara decided she wanted to see what this Red Cross was all about. She took red and white strips and put them around her arm and was able to serve the people in that war, and discovered that she wanted this organization to be in the United States. So, after a lot of hard work, Clara was able to convince the United States during Chester Arthur's presidency to sign the treaty and become part of the Red Cross. Clara, at the age of 65, and in 1886, became its first president. For 20 years, they served the country in hurricanes, floods, fires. They even sent supplies to people in other countries that needed help. Clara then resigned, and 8 years after that, passed away in Glen Echo, Maryland in 1912. What a well-lived life. Let's recap a little. Clara, as a young child, decided to help those around her. As she became an adult, she continued that selfless love. I learned so much from Clara. As a child, I remember reading her story and wondering, how could this woman do so much? As an adult, I appreciate Clara's perseverance and faithfulness. She did not let age or failure stop her to doing great things. There's this plaque in our wall where I work as an EMT that says these words, and with these words I will close. You must never so much think as to whether you like it or not, whether it is bearable or not. You must never think of anything except the need and how to meet it. Thank you.